I'm not sure. I don't know if I just ended the stream or not. Hello, Heather. Hello, Karen. Yep, I accidentally ended the stream. So I hope that everybody comes back in. We'll see. Is everybody still here? Is everybody back? I accidentally ended the stream. Are we back? Can you see me? I hit the wrong button. I don't want to hit the red button. I hit the red button by accident. The red button shuts us down. Can everybody see me still? Am I back? I don't know if I'm back on YouTube or not. Let me take a look here. Looks like I am live on. Okay, it says, yep, I'm back. So, hold on, I think I need to refresh the chat. Bear with me one moment. Okay, so I should be able to see everyone chatting now. That's actually never ever happened to me before, where I've accidentally hit the red button instead of the other button. So hopefully the chat will regenerate here in a moment, and I will show you what the cards look like. So, oh, here we go. Oh, good. Oh, that's wonderful, Nikki. Good. So these are the two cards that we're going to be making today. I think I'm going to switch up this one a little bit. Instead of doing the love, I think I'm going to do the XO on this one, just because I think that will that'll be a little bit, make it look a little bit better, I think. It won't be too much across, but you'll see kind of how we're going to work through it as we actually do it. And I don't know if Penny is here, but Penny, because of you, I got myself a brand new clippings catcher. This is the Brutus Monroe canvas clippings catcher. I don't know if any of you have this or not, but this is the perfect little accessory for your desk to put right there, to put all of your little pieces in that you cut off and cut out, and so on and so forth. So to get started on these cards, you guessed it, we are going to use the stick and stamp mat. Now, I have something really cool that is a companion to our stick and stamp mat that we're going to use today, and that is the stick and stamp stencils. So we have the stick and stamp stencils. These, we have 3 to begin with. No, only, Beverly, only the Chroma Mist. It would be the Chroma Shimmer Mist, or I think they're called Shimmer Mists. I can't remember. I think Shimmer Mist, I'll have to double check. So these are the 3 that we have available now. We have gem, we have circular, and we have geometric. So the cool thing about these, I'll show you, you can see I already used this one for one of the cards. I think we're going to use this one for this card, is, I'll show you the premise, behind these. Let me first grab myself a piece of the Perfect Blend alcohol marker cardstock. This is the perfect blend for if you're using alcohol markers, for if you're using inks. I mean, you name it, it's a great way to blend. So I'm going to take my stick and stamp mat. Remember, you can always grab it where the Brutus Monroe branding is, because it's not sticky there. And I'm going to place this right in my predetermined little alignment guide there. You can see there's 2 of them. You can go landscape or horizontal. And the premise behind these, so this, as you can see, is the exact same size as the sticky portion of your stick and stamp mat. So now what you can do is you just take this, push this down, push your sides down, and this is not going anywhere. Your stencil is stuck. So now you can actually, you can do one, lift off your panel, put it back down, it'll be in the exact same spot for each one of them. So I'm going to show you just how well this works. I'm going to move my clippings catcher over here, and I'm going to grab, we're going to use this as well. I didn't go over everything we're going to use today because we might switch things up a little bit. But I am going to grab, can everybody still see me okay? Are we good? Everyone still see me okay? Okay. So I'm going to grab 2 ink colors. I'm going to grab the Triple Berry, one of my absolute favorites. Whoops, and I dropped one, as well as the bee sting. Let me know if everybody could still see me. We're good? Okay, perfect. All right, I just got, there's a little, up here on the monitor, there's a little flashing, it's actually down here. A little flashing thing that says that our streaming isn't awesome right now. So hopefully it will pick back up. All right, so we're going to take first the bee sting, which is one of my absolute favorite colors, and I'll show you how wonderful having this is. So now, since this is on my stick and stamp mat, I can just flip it around. We're going to start up here, and I'm just going to blend the heck out of this. I mean, I'm literally blending within an inch of my life. So this is really great for folks that have dexterity issues with, because when you hold down a stencil, you really have to, you really, when you tape it down or you are, trying to keep the stencil in place, this, holy cow, this is really going to change everything for you, because you don't have to worry about not being able to hold it, because you can hold it just fine, because the mat, you're actually able to grab this whole entire surface when you're stenciling, as opposed to trying to tape things down, tape everything underneath. And my favorite thing about all of this is the fact that this actually has this piece of paper that I'm using. There's no waste. There's no waste at all. This piece of paper under here is an A2 size panel. Done. It's already done. It's already cut. I don't have to cut, a bigger piece of paper and then trim that down, and then, you know how it goes. Y'all are paper crafters. You have to, trim it down and then change it and do this and do that. Now you don't have to. So now I'm just going to flip this around. My bee sting is done. Okay. Now I'm going to grab the triple berry. Put bee sting up there. Oh, well, thank you, Donna. I just wanted to change it for me, and I hope that all of you would like it too. That's really where we're at here. I wanted to really change it for me, and I hope that it would work for all of you as well. And from the looks of how many of these mats have been ordered, I think it's going to work really well for a lot of people, which is great. So I'm just going in, and I'm just going to blend in my triple berry. Okay. Now, of course, since if you're tuning in for the first time, and this is the first time that you are seeing the stick and stamp mat, you can use regular stencils with this as well. Absolutely. I just designed these ones because I had an aha moment today while I was sitting in my office, and that's what's really, really cool about manufacturing things here, because I can, this was something that I came up with at noon today, and they're ready and on the website for you. So I am going in and just zhuzhing up the color, but the reason I came up with these is because it really holds it down completely. The whole entire thing is now held down, and it's not going anywhere. So, all right, so I'm going to put my brush away, and now you'll see I can lift this up. Now, remember, it's really easy to lift this because where the Brutus Monroe branding is around the outside, there isn't any adhesive, okay? So I'm just going to lift that off, easy peasy. Didn't have to use any tape or anything. And look at how crisp that stenciling is. Makes me so happy. Look how crisp and beautiful it's just so beautiful. And then again, all you're going to do is just give it a little bit of a curl. You'll find the best way that works best for you to lift these off, and then there you go. It's a perfect panel. So now, of course, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set my stick and stamp mat to the side, because I am done with it for right now, because we are actually, that's all we're doing with the stick and stamp mat. So if you were doing a whole bunch of these, of course, but I have to clean it first, of course, with my squeaky clean matte mist. We're going to clean this off real quick. And this is actually ink from before too. Oh heck, we'll clean off the whole area. Why not? It smells so good. Okay. And now, see, this is how easy you clean it. 1, 2, 3. Now you are going to get ink stains on your mat. It is okay. Don't worry about it. Now I want you to see, because I think this is very important. So I just wiped this down. Look, it's not sticky at all. See? Okay, Heather, it's not sticky at all. So I'm just going to wipe this down very quickly, and then move this to the side, because I did spray on my whole mat here. Move it to the side for just a moment. Okay. And then it only takes about, I'd say probably about 30 seconds. You don't have to use matte mist on the stencils. Nope. You can use whatever you want. You can just drop them in, clean them with water, with soap, whatever you want. I just use matte mist because it's a lower, it's not as strong of a base, a detergent base in it to that we have for the squeaky clean. But you can use the squeaky clean. The matte mist was just created so that you could spray this on her a million times a day and it's not going to take off the adhesive. So just in that amount of time, watch. Isn't that the coolest thing you ever saw? It's not going anywhere. It's completely stuck to me again. I love this product. Okay, so now take your little clear piece that comes with it. Make sure you place this back on top because then you don't get any dust or hair or anything, and this will stay good for you for a very, very long time. All right, so to get our 2-for-1, or 2-for-2, I guess we're calling it, I need to die cut this. So I'm going to grab a die. The 2 die sets that I'll be switching back and forth from today are it is the heart petals and the dotted heart. Heart petals and dotted heart, which we do have a restock of. So if you want to grab those, you certainly can. So what I'm going to do is, since this is a very geometric stencil, I'm going to just place this, as best I can. It's not, if you don't get it perfect, it's not a big deal. This is handmade, not Hallmark. So we'll go ahead and place our tape here, and we'll place it here. Doesn't really need to be super, super strong because it's a big one. I don't know if we'll ever do that, Nikki, because I always have to have like a secondary or a thirdadary. I know that's not a word, but a thirdadary use for things. And the Cricut mat, I don't really have another use for that other than that. So I don't know. I'll never say never that I won't do a larger one, but I just don't really have a use for that size other than that. So, okay, so now, hello, my Rose. How are you, my love? Okay. So now we will go ahead and pop off our tape. So now we have the base of our 2 cards, right? So that's easy. That's done. Base of our 2 cards, easy peasy lemon squeezy. So what we need to do, if we take a look at these 2 cards, we'll start with this one, is for this one, we need a little bit of pattern paper, okay? So for the pattern paper, we're gonna borrow from our Sweet Candy paper pad. This is also in stock currently. And I am going to, let's see, which one do we want to use? I love this paper collection. So, cool. How about this one? Well, you know me, I have such a hard time. No, we'll use this one. I have such a hard time picking paper. Are you like me? Beverly, we are working on it. It is not a guarantee. What may happen with the new Brutus Monroe stencils is they may have a tab on them. So I'm in the midst of redesigning them so our regular stencils, and I don't even have one. Oh, I do have one here. So this is one of the stencil sets. Well, actually, let me grab this. So this is what the regular stencils look like. We may redesign them with a little tab. And those can stick onto the mat. Okay, so we're probably just gonna switch it up just a little bit. Maybe the top and bottom will have a little tab on it because we have to reconfigure because we only have so much room on our laser, if that makes sense. So it pretty much all has to do with the laser. So that's we're at the mercy of the laser because 99% of our stencils are cut here on site. So I'm going to cut this down to 4 1/4. So 4 1/4. And I'm using this trimmer from 1902. It's an awful, awful trimmer. Christopher, I just got the Sweethearts Mixed Media stencil and wondered if there is a die to cut the hearts out with. Anne Marie, there is not. Well, first of all, hello, my friend. There is not a heart yet, but keep your eyes peeled. Keep your eyes peeled is what I can say, my friend. All right, so we did cut that down, and I'm gonna put my scrap, looky Penny, if you're watching this, in my Brutus Monroe canvas clippings catcher. It's the best thing ever because this can actually completely fold down to nothing. Isn't that great? I know, Donna, I know. So now you can see this just fits perfectly on there, doesn't it? It looks like it was made for it, doesn't it? Just think that's so cool, so cool. So now what we need for our next layers is we are going to use, now this has been one of the most popular dies that we have ever come out with at Brutus Monroe. And this is a heart with all sorts of little hearts bursting out of it. And I saw someone on our inspiration team, and I apologize in advance because I cannot remember exactly who it was, but they did a card where they put a whole bunch of different layers of this exact same heart on top of one another and kind of zhuzhed up. Can you see this is actually 3 layers of them and just kind of zhuzhed them up a little bit so they all were all in different directions. It was so cool. Oh, I love that, Gina. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run this through my die cut machine, but I do want to show you a quick tip about this die, because we have had some questions because this die is very intricate. So with that, I'm going to show you how this works. So when you pull this out, look at how, first of all, reuse this. I mean, my Lanta. So the way that, Shannon, I need you to walk over to your husband's office and have him just whip some up. You know, I'm game. I'm always game for things like that. So this is what it looks like. Okay, so I want to give you a close up. So see the little circles or the little hearts. What you want to do is you want to take your pokey tool. Oh no, I knew things were going too smoothly. You want to take your pokey tool as soon as you find your poke. Oh, here it is. That was a close one. Take your pokey tool, okay? Pop. So see, there's a little hole in here. Go through each one just very quickly. See that? Don't push it all the way through. This is the tip for this particular die. Don't push it all the way through. Just tap the hearts. See that? Tap, tap, tap all the way through very quickly. And the reason for this is a very intricate die. Okay, so what you're going to do, and this is actually very therapeutic for me. I hope it's therapeutic for you too. All you're going to do is gently peel until you get to the big heart. See what I'm doing? Peel. You hear that click? Okay, everybody be real quiet. Can you hear that? And then once you've done a million of them like I have, you can go around real quick. Do you hear that? Go all the way around. And then bam, it'll pop right out. See that? And there you go. Isn't that the cutest darn thing you ever did see? Right? I think so too. Okay, so there's our first one. So now we'll do the second one. Now that I showed you, we could do this one quicker and we can just chit chat. So how's everyone's day going? Good? Everybody doing well? Everyone having a good day so far? I sure hope so. Okay, again, bing, bing, bing. Tell me about your week so far. Is everybody having a good week? Is everybody excited starting the new year? Okay, now here we go. And I can tell you, the way that this was designed, the little stems that are on the hearts, they're pretty strong. I mean, they are, you know, we have certain dimensions that we must stay within when we're designing the dies like this, and that's only because we don't want the pieces to break off and snap off and so on and so forth. So, with that being said, it's dainty, but it's it's not. You don't have to be super careful, but you want to give it a little bit of zhuzh. Okay, there we go. So now we have 2. We're going to do one more. And then we'll be done with the die cutting of this guy. Whoops, I just dropped my blending brush. Anytime I go over to this particular table, there's a little side bench table over here that I die cut on, I always drop something. It never fails. Always. Always drop something. So, all right, we're just going to go through real quick. And you can see, this is taking, less than a minute to cut out 3 of them. But again, this is one of those dies that it is worth it, I think. Because when somebody gets this card and they see this beautiful die cut on here, it's just amazing. All right, so now we're going to go through and again, gently pull up every heart, go all the way around. Sunny and beautiful. It's not too bad here today, but it is cold. Oh, good, Gina. Oh, well, that's good, Liz. I can tell you all, my sister-in-law is on the live with my niece and nephew, and I have looked forward to the past 2 weeks, a week and a half, 2 weeks, going home and playing Fortnite with them at night. It is one of my absolute favorite things in the whole entire world to do, and I hope they never never stop wanting to play with me, because I will just be lost. I've just been having the time of my life. Okay, I'm grabbing a Brutus Monroe. This is a card base, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, A2 size. If you haven't invested in these yet, grab yourself some. There's multiple pack sizes you can get. 100-pound, and they have the score already in them, and they're already cut. So you don't have to worry about all that madness. You don't have to worry about all that buffoonery. So, all right. So what we're going to do is we're going to open this up, and we're going to begin the assembly process. So I'm going to grab some of the Brutus Monroe tissue tape, and the tissue tape that I'm going to use today is the 1/4 inch. I know that many of you have this. Isn't it great? I'm sure that Darren can make that happen. We might have a whole burst-in collection. You never know. I know the blue against the red, there's something about it this particular Valentine's Day season that I've really been into that too. I have. All right. So again, we've got let me just put this right here so y'all see that I'm not just throwing them all over the place like I normally do. The canvas catcher has, really reinvented the way that I throw things away. Pop it right in there. And then you just empty out your little canvas thing. And when you're not using it, you fold it up and you put it to the side. Okay, so as always, I'm going to try to align this the best way that I can. It's, generally pretty difficult because I can't get right over top of it, but that looks like it's pretty good, right? I think so. We have a little bit of overhang from this side, but that's all right. No biggie. Because I really aggressively folded that down, so that's what happens when you really, really fold it down quite a bit. Okay, and then I'm going to pop this right in the middle. Grab a little bit more tape. I'm so glad everybody's having a good week. I don't know what is going on in the hallway behind the studio, but it is. Do you hear that clinkety clanking? I don't know what's going on. Okay, so now we'll just pop this right in the center. There we go. And we can then go in and add our heart pieces. So for each one of these, we just need a tiny little piece of tape. Okay. And you'll probably hear the heat turn on. Okay. Oh yeah, isn't it cool? I just used one of the new stencils. Very simple and open geometric shapes. Okay, so I'm gonna pop this little piece on here now. We're gonna line up, so I'm gonna line up the base. So there's two hearts that you wanna line up. So there's the base heart at the bottom and the top. And again, if it's not perfect, it's no big deal. It's really not a big deal. Okay, so we did the light purple first. We're gonna go lightest to darkest. Now we're doing the light blue, and these ones are easy because you're just gonna line the heart right up on top of it. But you'll notice that, see how there's some of them are peeking out behind? Isn't that cool? See that? Okay. And then last but not least, we'll do the blue. Pop that right on there. And look, can you see how you can see pretty much, okay, let me bring it up to you. Look at how you can see all of those behind there, and all you do is zip, 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 zip. Give it a little zhuzh, and there you go. Okay, so now we're gonna cut out the XO to put in the middle. Because again, like I said before, I did the, I didn't do the XO before. I did the, what did I do? I did, instead of XO, I did the love. So for the base, we're going to use some of, and I am using the layering cardstock. So the layering weight cardstock that we have here at Brutus Monroe. Tonight my daughter is starting a family streaming night mode. Oh, I love that. That's fantastic. All right, so now we have our XO, and I love, love, love these particular dies because, again, everything is held together. It makes life so simple. All right, grab the smaller XO piece. Run that through. Thank you on that. And if any of you have ever used any Brutus Monroe dies before, you'll know that generally the pieces just fall right out. All right, so now we have our XO. So I'm going to grab a little bit of the Brutus Monroe Easy Squeeze glue and just put a little bit of that behind. You know me with the glue. I don't glue the whole thing. I like for it to have a little dimension. So we'll put our XO right in the center here. I sure have been having a lot of fun with this die set. I've been using this die set a lot. We sure do. We have the time of our lives. We have so much fun. Isn't it strange, and I don't know if anybody else feels this way, I'm sure you do, how being apart has made people so much closer together. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense to all of you, that being apart, everyone, you know, it's made everybody much closer together. At least it has for us. All right, so we have the XO right there in the center. And there we go. It's very graphic, very fun, very, very exciting. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of these little hearts from the Valentine kit to pop up here because they fit perfectly. Okay, sorry guys, I'm gonna have to move it a little bit closer to me so I can center it. Absolutely. The name of the stencils, so these are the Stick and Stamp Matte Stencils. This first one is, the one that I use today is called Gem. And this is going to give us a whole bunch of dimension. And these are in that Valentine embellishment kit, and they are dimensional hearts. Thank you, Candy. And there we go. Look at that shining, shimmering splendor. Isn't that great? So, obviously, you don't have to add all this dimension and stuff to it. I mean, why not? When you think there's too much glitter, add 2 more shakes. That's what I say. So this is the original. This is the one we ramped up a little bit, and I think they're both fabulous. I love them. Love it, love it, love it. So on to our second card. So the second card is going to utilize this piece that we have left over, which I think is fantastic because we are using leftover pieces, right? So for this one, we are going to grab a card base. This is how this one's going to start. And always make sure that your card bases are lined up before you hit them with the bone folder, not like me. Okay, and what we need to do is we're going to take a little bit of sequin sheet. This is the Brutus Monroe sequin sheets. Remember, this is the product that sequins are actually made out of, and we use them to create all sorts of different cool things behind our projects. So for this, we're going to have to do a little piecing because this is actually, so I'm just going to cut this right in half because this, as you can see, is not big enough to cover this whole thing, but this way it will be, okay? So we're going to cut this one in half, like so. And then we're going to cut this one in half, like so, okay? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. It sure does. So we're going to go ahead and pop this open. And then we're going to take just one piece of tissue tape is all you're going to need for this because remember, this is all going to be in the background, not in the foreground. So we're going to go ahead and pop this up. And we'll start with our centerpiece, okay? And center-ish, center adjacent, it doesn't matter. This can be as messy as you want it to be because this is going to be all behind. You'll see how it'll all come to life in a second. And the really cool thing about these sequin sheets is they are very forgiving in the respect of they do not have a whole lot happening with them. They don't have a whole lot of pattern, so to speak, other than the squares. So because of that, you'll see as soon as I place this on, it's going to completely disappear. See that? Looks like one sheet again, right? Tissue tape is our double-sided tape. Call it tissue tape because it almost looks like tissue. Can you see that? It looks like tissue whenever it comes off. But it is my absolute favorite tape in the whole wide world, and I'm not just saying that because it's a Brutus Monroe product. It's the best. You have a little bit of wiggle time with it, but about 10 minutes after you place it, wiggle time gone. So it is done. Your project is set. So that's something that I really like about that tape. Okay, so now, watch. Isn't that great? This is one of those, wait a second, how did they do that moments, right? All right. So now we'll grab a little bit of tissue tape. It does. It's wonderful. And we'll pop this down. And again, you don't need a whole lot of it because this stuff is going to hold things down. Okay. So now, pop this up. And it comes in 2 different widths. And it's a really, really long pack. I'll show you what it looks like. I actually brought one down because I had a feeling someone might ask about it. And remember, this is a panel that we made ourselves with a stencil. We made that with a stencil. So this is what the tissue tape looks like when it comes to you. So let me grab that to show you what I got from the stick and stamp mat away. This is what it looks like. So this is the 1/4 of an inch. It's the Easy Tear tissue tape. And you get 180 feet. 180 feet. That's a lot of tape. All right, so next for this card, let me grab the sample. We just need to cut out this little piece that goes inside of the center. And I think for this one, we're going to do blue, because the blue, you know, I agree. That blue is very striking and very pretty up against this red. So we'll do the blue. Okay. We're going to use this die. Again, these 2 die sets. Every die that I've used so far is from 2 die sets. And the die sets are the, I believe it's the dotted hearts and the petal hearts. Okay, so now we're going to pop this out of here. Pop that right on out. There we go. There we go. And all these pieces go right into our clippings catcher. See how they just fell right out of there. So we're going to grab all these little pieces here, right in our little trash. Okay, and now we will grab our heart, grab a little bit more of the Brutus Monroe glue. Oh, thank you. Carol, let me, hold on. I know it was on the report today, so let me take a look. Let me take a look here. It looks like it is back in stock as we speak. So it looks like it actually just got updated at $3.50. So you may have to refresh, but Not Your Mama's is back in stock. Yes, it is back. I don't know for how long though, because as soon as that out of stock notifier goes out to people and it's back in stock. But yes, Not Your Mama's is back. All right, got our glue down. Yeah, if y'all haven't used Not Your Mama's cardstock yet, you're gonna love it. Oh yes, that was the right choice. Look at how beautiful that is up against there. Yep. Okay. Oh, that's a pretty card. Okay, so if I don't say so myself, I love this. Okay, so now we're going to grab our love die. This die right here, hold on, let me push this down a little bit better. There we go. Gonna grab our love die, and we'll use, I think we'll use some black cardstock and maybe a little bit of a light blue. What do you think? I think of a little bit of a light blue would be great. Yep. Okay. It is settled. All right, so we're gonna run our love die through. Okay. Bam, first piece done. Now we'll grab, I have to pop out some pieces on this one though, because I feel like they're kind of stuck in there. There we go. Okay. All right, now we'll pop all those pieces out. Throw my die over there. There we go. All right. Grab a little bit more glue. Again, this is a very, very easy card to make. You could do a whole bunch of these at one time because with the stick and stamp mat, you can place and just go. Place and go. Place and go. You know? Just keep on stenciling. Just lift up your piece, put your stencil back down, and you're all done. All right, so we're going to place the love down, and then we'll take the light blue love. Okay. Yes. Oh, thank you, Candy. Yes, the Easy Squeeze glue comes in white, black, and clear. I am using the white today. All right. Whoopsies. My big man, crafty man hands just janked that. There we go. Okay. And there we are. Yes, it was blue ribbon. Hi, Simon. So, here are the 4 cards. I made 2 of them today and 2 of them earlier. The EXO from is there are 2 different die sets. So the one die set is this one, which is the Heart Petals. That's the bursting one, and EXO comes on that one as well. So just to recap how we did this beautiful stenciling in the background here. So what we did was we took the brand new Brutus Monroe stick and stamp mat, my favorite thing in the whole wide world. And I'm going to show you stenciling real quick again. Would you mind if I showed you how we use this one more time? Is that okay? Does everybody have a minute? We'll use this other stencil as well. So this is the stick and stamp mat. To anyone that's just joining in, peel this guy off here. Peel off the top piece. Grab our piece of A2 cardstock that's already been cut down, which is great because, again, there is not any waste. See how these guidelines are? Now, remember, this is sticky. This is very sticky. We'll place this in the alignment area like so. Okay. I made it a little wonky, but that's okay. Then you're going to grab, now you can use any stencil you would like with this. I just happen to be using one of the stick and stamp stencils. The stick and stamp stencils were designed to fit perfectly around the stick and stamp mat. You just want to kind of center it over your card base, and then all you do is push, 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 and your stencil is not going anywhere. It's stuck. No need for tape, no need for any extra, it's in there. It's done. You don't need to worry about any type of tape anymore, any waste, anything, okay? So, anything. It sounded real great, right? Can you use a spray this time? What type of spray? Oma. Give us a call, Oma, at 412-892-9511. That's 412-892-9511, and we'll check the stock for you. Okay, so this is, thanks, Simon. So this is the circular one. So we're going to go in with some of the Simon inks. So we're going to start with Roar. We'll do Roar to Shooting Star to Love Struck. How about that? Okay. So what I can do is now I'm just going to be able to grab a blending brush, and you could be the messiest stenciler in the tri-state area because it's not going to matter. So I'm just going to go in and look, I just with the greatest of ease, just slopping on the color. Bam, bam, bam. Slopping on the color. Don't even have to worry about it. Getting color all over the mat, no big deal. Okay. Oh, Chroma Mist. Oh, I don't have any over here, but I promise I'll do Chroma Mist. Well, if I go live tomorrow, remind me. I'll bring some Chroma Mist in. Oh, it is available? Okay, good. I was going to say it should be. We just got a restock. So now I'm going to go in with the Shooting Star. And again, just, be as messy as you want because your stencil's not going anywhere. And I did this kind of backwards. I should have done the red at the end, the Love Struck, but that's okay. Because we can blend this within an inch of its life because we're using the matte. So we're going to grab some Love Struck. And you'll see it's still going to blend very beautifully because now you don't have to worry. Like, you know, before you had to worry like, oh my goodness, my tape moved. Oh my goodness, my magnet moved. Oh my goodness, I'm not going to be able to line it up again. This is not going anywhere. So you are all set. All right, and now the big reveal. Now remember, since this is all the way adhesified, and I made that word up. I'm pretty sure adhesified isn't a real word. But since I have adhesified this all the way around, it's going to give us the perfect look underneath. Now remember, with the Brutus Monroe Stick and Stamp Mat, anywhere that you see the Brutus Monroe branding, that is this folk wave, it's not sticky. So you can just put your finger right under there and you can grab it and lift. And look at that stenciling. Oh my word. Oh my word. Just absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. So again, you're just going to kind of fold your mat up a little bit. You'll find the best way to peel yours off. And there you go. It's done. It's off and done. Now, you see this ink here? Oh no. No big deal. We're going to take our Squeaky Clean Matte Mist in Hydrangea. And you'll be happy to know we are coming out with an unscented all-purpose cleaner. So you'll see that soon. We're going to go ahead and put that on there. Grab our paper towel. And just gently wipe that away. Look, it's all clean. And the best part of this is all of your grid lines are not going to disappear. They're going to stay on here. They're not going to rub off and rub away. You're going to be good. Thank you, Darren. You are going to be good to go. So I'm just going to gently, again, just wipe this down. So I would say give it like, when you do this, give it like give it just a couple of seconds because and it'll be sticky again. So it's not sticky now because it needs just a second to dry. I always say about 30 seconds, 30 to 45 seconds. 30 to 45 seconds when you are using the matte mist, because the matte mist is, literally is created for that. Now, if you're using like a detergent, dish soap or something like that, you're gonna give it a little bit longer because it takes a little bit longer for that to dry. But now watch, are you ready? 1, 2, 3. I cannot shake it any further. It is sticky again, okay? It's just so you can see that I don't have like glue or something on that hand to trick you. There you go, okay? Now remember, keep your sheet that comes on top of it so that you can make sure that this stays clean and good to go. Now you of course can also, you sure can use regular Squeaky Clean. Yep, you just don't need to don't use as much because some of the Squeaky Cleans do have a scent oil in them, and the scent oil can mess with this. This one does not have any type of an oil. It is a fragrance that's added to it that is an oil based. So that's the only real difference. So you can use it, just don't use a whole lot of it. That's all. And remember, you can use this mat for alignment, any type of alignment that you would like. You can also, of course, use this mat with your favorite stamp positioner. Bam. Imagine the options to be able to stick your paper down, do all your background stamping and things like that. So you can use this mat in a gajillion ways. A baby wipe probably wouldn't hurt it if it's like one of those organic baby wipes, but you just want to make sure that whatever you're using is not going to leave a lot of lint on it, because if it leaves a lot of lint on it, you will, it's just, it's a sticky mat. So the kind of the kind of adhesive that's used on here is the same adhesive that's used on those sticky hands. Have you ever seen a sticky hand that's in a vending machine? the sticky hands in a vending machine that you throw them and they stick to the ceiling and then they get all gross and grimy. You run them underwater and they're sticky again. That's the same premise, but in a much different use. But you just want to make sure you grab yourself a couple of them, is what I say. They retail for only $6.99. You get 15% off of it if you are a subscriber. Grab yourself a couple, because then if one starts to get worn down, one starts to lose its adhesive. Now I can tell you my original one, which I didn't use my original one today, because to tell you the truth, I think I took it to my office. So I grabbed a new one today. I was using they're called lint-free paper towels, but pretty much every paper towel is lint-free because there's not really much lint on a paper towel. But yeah, so with that being said, my original one that I got to test, I've cleaned it over 100 times. So if you get 100 cleans out of this mat for $6.99, I'd say you're doing a pretty good job. This also can be used as a cutting surface as well. So if it loses all of its sticky, use it as a cutting mat. In the respect of lay it down, put your paper and use your knife and stuff over top of it. Now, it's not going to be self-healing or anything like that, but it can take quite a licking if you're going to, cut things on top of it. But, as I said, I used my original one at least 100 cleans. At least, probably almost 150 times I cleaned it. And that, to me, is well worth the $6.99. So grab yourself a couple. This is going to be a permanent tool in the Brutus Monroe line. We have already ordered more of them because y'all were scooping them up much faster than I thought that you would. I mean, I had a feeling you would love them, but it's always much faster than you anticipate. So the Brutus Monroe stick and stamp mat, you can grab yours now while supplies last. Hopefully we'll get another shipment in, within a month or two. But they are available now, and I hope that you love it as much as I do. So that's everything that I have for y'all today, but I am super excited because now I have some cards. This was the one thing that this was missing, was the cards. So I'm super excited because now we have some cards that we can put back here. That was kind of the whole idea behind doing the Valentine cards today, because now we have some to display in our backdrop. So that's everything that I have for you today. I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate you all so very much. You are just absolutely wonderful. I enjoy spending the afternoons with you. I can't believe it's already 10 after 4. It's been such a busy and exciting day here at Brutus Monroe. So remember to create something every single day, whether that is your own Valentine cards or a 2-for-2 card or your own ending. I appreciate y'all so much. I love you all to pieces, and I will see you all very, very soon.